So our notes for today, first of all, obviously the date on here is incorrect. If you are a stickler for that and you want to change it, today is December the 4th of 2019. So please feel free to change that. All right, we're going to write an inequality for each sentence. So first of all, we need to talk about what an inequality is. All right, inequality is a word we've used before. All right, in the past when you've used inequality, you've only used the greater than symbol and the less than symbol. All right, an equal sign, we would use that for an equation. We've seen that now. All right, some people had seen like an equal sign with a line through it saying something's not equal. That would not be an inequality because that means they are not equal, okay? So for our inequality symbols, the ones that y'all have seen, we have a less than symbol. Remember, you can make your L and pinch it. That makes your less than. We have a greater than symbol. We have a less than or equal to. That one's new. You probably haven't had to use that before. And we also have a greater than or equal to. All right, the reason y'all haven't used that before is before when you compared stuff, it's only been numbers. Guys, if I'm comparing two numbers, aren't they either one's bigger or one's smaller? Like, that's it. They can't be greater than or equal to each other. That's not an option. But now, guys, I'm talking about algebra, so I'm talking about letters. So if I say x is greater than 2, that means x has to be like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If x is greater than 2, can x be 2? No, it can be any number as long as it's bigger than 2. I could also say on some problems that x is greater than or equal to 2. So now x can be all the numbers bigger than 2, but x could also be 2. All right, so we're going to look at some examples here of kind of some real life scenarios where you would use an inequality. All right, so the first thing we're going to do on number 1, we're going to read it. More than 2,500 people attend the convention. Now I want you to look back through that, and I want you to pick out which words tell me the inequality. Which words describe the inequality here? Brianna?
More than.
More than. So let's underline that. More than describes the inequality. Y'all okay with that? All right. It's algebra, so we got to pick a letter. All right. So here's where we're going to pick our letter. What does more than describe? Not what number. Just what noun, what item does more than describe in this problem? Connor? The people. Now draw a line going to the people. All right. Remember, we're not talking about the number. We're talking about the item, the thing. All right, more than describes people, guys. Since more than describes people, people is my variable, okay? So what letter do y'all want to use?
P.
P. I like P. That makes sense. So I'm going to say P stands for people. P stands for people. All right, and then I'm going to start writing my inequality. It's going to start with your letter. Since people is what we're describing, we're going to start by listing P for people. All right, now I need my symbol, more than. Which symbol would go with more than? My less than, my greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Which symbol would we use for more than? Raise your hand if you think you can tell me which one sounds like it would match with that. Josh?
Greater than.
Greater than. More than obviously also means greater than. And what number are we describing here? 2,500. Okay, that's it. You're going to pick out which words describe your inequality, describe what they're pick what they're describing, and then write out your sentence. Okay. So for number 2, her earnings were no more than $64. What words describe my inequality symbol, Delaney?
No more than.
No more than. So not just more than here, but no more than. All right. What is it? Did I say earnings or earrings? Earnings. Okay, good. Last period I read it as earrings, okay? So it is her earnings that are no more than $64. What is it? Chad might have gave it away. What is it that we're describing in this problem?
Earnings.
Raise your hand, please. Kayla. Her earnings. All right. So we're describing her earnings. So what letter do we want to use?
E.
E makes sense to me. So E stands for her earnings. Okay, so I'm going to write E. What symbol would best be used for no more than? Chandler? Ooh. Less than or equal to? Is less than going to be more than? No, so we're using it. Is equal to more than? No, so we're using it. Do you see how less than or equal to is the exact opposite of more? Okay. Does it make sense why we want that equal to bar here? Okay. And what number?
64.
64. All right. Number 3. The winning 5K race time was less than 22 minutes. What describes my inequality here? Emma? Less than. All right. This one I thought was kind of tricky. Last period got it. Let's see if you can. Less than. What is less than describing? Choose very carefully here. What is less than describing? Kyrie?
Time.
The race time. Okay? Less than is describing the race time. It's not describing the minutes. That's what the 22 is for. That's just telling you what the number is. But this less than is describing the race time. That race time has to be less than something. All right? So I'm going to use R for race time. Guys, you're not having to do a whole lot of work on these, so please be detailed in your variable. So we don't want to just use time. It's the time from the race. All right, so I'm going to start with R. What symbol would I use for less than, Macy? The less than symbol. Remember, you can make an L with your left hand, pinch it. That's your less than symbol if you have trouble remembering which direction. What number are we describing here, Kayla? 22. So I have R is less than 22. Okay. Number 4, a checking account balance is no more than 500. What words describe my symbol, Chris? No more than. All right. What is no more than describing, Kayla? The checking account balance. So no more than, we're talking about the checking account balance. I'm going to say C is for checking account balance. Okay, so I have C. All right, what symbol would be no more than, the exact opposite of more? What would be no more than? What do you think, Emmanuel? So less than is not more than. What else is not more than? What? Equal to. So we also want that line underneath because it is less than, but it could also be equal to. So no more than would mean less than or equal to. And what number? 500. Okay. All right, this next one, oh y'all, last period kind of blew me away because they figured it out. So we're going to look at it together real quick, like we have all of our notes. There are some like this, I think, on the homework. And there's definitely one like this on our test, which is a week from today. A maximum ceiling height of 8 feet was required in the new building. What word describes our inequality? Morgan?
A maximum.
Maximum. All right, and what is maximum describing, Aiden?
Ceiling height.
The ceiling height. All right, and I'm going to use C for that one again. So ceiling height. Because as long as I tell what it is, it doesn't matter that I've used it once, because this is a whole new problem. So I just say what it is now here. All right? So I'm going to put C for ceiling height. This is where things get tricky. I need my symbol. What symbol would show that it's the maximum? Which symbol would show it's the maximum? Chris? Okay. So when we're thinking maximum, it is big, so we think greater. But here's the problem, Chris. If it is the maximum, can it be bigger than that? No. So since it is the maximum and it can't be bigger, we're actually going to use less than or equal to, because the maximum means it can be 8 feet or it has to be shorter than 8 feet.
So it's like it can't go higher.
It can't go higher, so it has to go less. And then we're going to use our 8. Right? So what if I had said the word minimum? What symbol would minimum mean you need to use? Jenny? Greater than or equal to, because the minimum is the smallest, so then you would actually use the greater than. So minimum and maximum are kind of weird because they're making you think big, but we're actually saying it has to be smaller. Y'all okay with that? All right. Let's look at the next part. So now we're going to take these inequalities. So we already have them written out here. You can see x is greater than 15, n is less than or equal to 6. They're written out, and we're going to put them on a number line. So here's the thing about putting these on a number line. Is it going to be in just one spot? If x is greater than 15, is 15 the only number I'm talking about now? No, I'm also talking about 16 and 17 and 18 and 19 and 20 and going on forever and ever and ever, right? So we're going to have to show that on our number line in a special way. But before we can talk about how to show all those other numbers, we need to talk about just the number, like here we're saying x is greater than 15. Can x be 15? No, 15 is important, but x cannot be 15. So on these symbols, like here, the less than or the greater than, where we don't have a line, we're not going to put a regular dot. We're going to put a special dot, and it's going to be open. So we're going to put an open dot on that number, and it's going to look exactly like we described, a dot that has an open center. And what that open dot means is, hey, this number is important, but it can't actually be this number. It's just important. Because 15 is important. That's where we're starting. Can x be 15? Can x be 15.1? Yeah, is 15.1 bigger than 15? Yeah. But x can't be 15. So we need to show 15 is where we're starting, but we have to leave it open because it can't be that actual number. Okay, so it gets a special dot. For the other ones, like here, it says n is less than or equal to 6. So n can be less than 6, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, so on. All right, but can n be 6? If n is less than or equal to 6? Yeah. So since n can be 6, that's just going to be a regular dot. It can be that number. So on these, we're going to use a closed dot, which I'm writing it like it's special, but really that just means you're going to do a regular looking dot, okay? The way that I remember it, guys, these are missing the line underneath, so they're going to be missing the middle. These have the line underneath, so you need to fill in the middle. All right, so let's look at number 6. So first of all, I want you to notice on these number lines, you see all of them have 5 marks. When you make a number line, it needs at least 5 marks. Can it have more than 5? Yeah, absolutely. Can it have less than 5? No, you need at least 5, all right? So I know 15 is going to go on here, so I'm just going to put it in the middle. 15, 16, 17, and then here we'll have 14 and 13. All right, so again, we've already talked about this. This is the less than symbol. So what type of dot do I need? An open dot. So on 15, I'm going to draw an open circle. Okay. It says x is, this says greater than, I think I might have read it wrong a minute ago. X is greater than 15. So do I need to include 13 and 14? No, I need to include 15 and 16 though. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this part of the line darker. We're just going to kind of shade that in. And then it's going to go on forever and ever and ever, right? So I'm going to make sure to put an arrow at the end of that. Make sure to put an arrow at the end of that. There's something I want to point out. I want you to notice the arrow that I just wrote. There's the arrow I just wrote, right? Now look at the symbol. The greater than symbol. What do you notice about those arrows?
They're pointing the same direction.
They're pointing the same direction. Okay? So because this is going to the right, I drew my line to the right. Guys, that's a trick that will work every time as long as you have a good problem. What made this a good problem? Where do we like our letter to be? In the front. Is that where my letter was?
Yeah.
Yes? So I can use those arrows to help me. All right? If the letter's not in the front, it will not work. Okay. All right, so let's look at number 7. Okay, again, I'm talking about 6, so let's fill that number line in. Guys, 6 doesn't have to be in the middle. I could put it here at the end. 6, 7, 8, 9, 5. It's probably easier to put 6 in the middle. It doesn't have to be, though. What type of dot is 6 going to get? Raise your hand. What type of dot, Ruby Ann? A closed dot. It has the equal to bar, so we fill it in all the way. My letters first, so I can look at my arrow. Which direction is my arrow going? To the left. So I'm going to draw my line going to the left. Okay. Questions about that? You okay with that? Okay. I'm going to erase this from the screen. Let's look at number 8. Let's fill in our numbers. So 5, 6, 7, 4, and 3. What type of dot do I need here, Morgan? Open dot or a closed dot? An open. It does not have the bar, so we're going to leave that open. Is my letter in front? No. So guys, my letter is not in front, so I'm not going to go to the right. Which direction am I going to go? To the left. So do you see how you can still kind of use your arrow? Just if the letter's not in front, you have to remember to go the other direction. So I'm going to draw my line going to the left. Are we okay with that? Number 9, we have 17, 18, 19, 16, and 15. What type of dot do I need for number 9? Chris? Closed dot. It has the line underneath. If it has the line, you're going to fill it in. All right. Is my letter in front? No. So can I follow this arrow? No. Instead of going to the right, where are we going to go? To the left. You notice, guys, my dots and my lines are on the line. They're not like up above it. They're not down below it. Make sure everything is on the line correctly. Okay. Number 10, we have 37, 38, 39, 36, and 35. What type of dot are we going to use here? What type of dot do I need? Kayla? A closed dot. Because it has that equal to bar. If it has the equal to bar, we're going to use a closed dot. Is my letter in front?
Yes.
So can I use this arrow?
Yes.
Yes. So which direction are we going? To the left. If the letter's in front, you can use the arrow. Okay. All right, last one, number 11. 58, 59, 60, 57, 56. What type of dot? Open. Which direction?
Right.
I heard 2 different answers. So right now, this is pointing to the left. Is that direction I want to go? No, the letter is not in the front, so we're going the opposite. Y'all were correct. We're going to the right. Okay. Questions about that? Okay, if you'll flip that over, your homework is on the back. Okay. So remember, I won't see y'all tomorrow, so you do need to make sure you complete this homework. You could complete it today. Technically, I won't see you tomorrow, so you could do it tomorrow. I will be checking this on Friday. We will be checking this together on Friday, okay? So my first period, we're working on this tomorrow in class. I'll be checking first periods on Friday. I'll be checking second, third on Friday. My fourth period, my fifth period, and my seventh period, we are going to work on this tomorrow. I will also check theirs on Friday, but they did not get theirs today. Okay. So you can go ahead and get started, guys, on your homework. You got 7 minutes.